So hello, I'm Dr. Afshan Siddiqui. I'm a dermatologist. Nowadays, both my sons and their wives, my daughters, are abroad. One is in Zaim and Ashini are in London, and they have been because Zaim showed some signs last Sunday. He showed some signs of body ache and cough. So he called the GP and he said, you just stay indoors and we can't do anything and hydrate yourself. And he asked Shiri to move out from his bedroom. So they were in the two separate bedrooms, and then they came back and they put a COVID 19 poster on this door that they've been quarantined, both of them, for the next 14 days, till next Saturday. They are quarantined. So for 15 days they'll be quarantined. And then we were maintaining his chart and everything. And the only thing that I asked him to do was to hydrate, is make a ginger garlic tea and put kalonji in it, put all the spices in it, put turmeric in it, and drink it. And they've been drinking that for the one week now, almost nine. Today is the 9th day. And then and we were just monitoring his his temperature. But Allah ka shukr, I mean, the temperature didn't go that high. It remained within 37 point something. And then Shiri also, his wife also showed some signs of body aches and all. So she's also called and they said, just two of you, just be there together. So they get their badge. They had food in the house, thank God. They get there in England. They have this Hello Fresh. They have it in England and Australia as well. So both our children are having it. So they order that, and in that Hello Fresh, they send you some a meat, some vegetables, all the spices, and they send you a recipe as well. So they just follow after recipe and make that thing. So they had their Hello Fresh. Mashallah, they survived this 1 week. They are much better. And I can't thank God how, it was like devastating for the first 3-4 days. Where we were monitoring the temperatures and everything. Anyhow, that's what life is all about all over the world. My other son, who is in Melbourne, Melbourne is safe because he was not traveling on a public transport. His office is just, he's an architect, his office is just like 3 minutes walk from his apartment. So, so he was the last one whom they asked to leave to work from home. So now he's also working from home, and his wife is also there with him. So thank God they're all good. Now they're doing fine. So we are much relieved about that. So that's one story, that's one thing about this thing. And she was said, okay, now today I'm feeling better. We can't go out, we can't do anything. Okay, let me take out some embroidery and I can later tell my grandchildren that look, we had this type of a flu and this type of epidemic, and this is what the cushion that I embroidered during that time staying home. So that's a good way to keep yourself busy and occupied, and you have to see the healthy side of it. My brother, he's a doctor in England, so he goes and he sees patients. So, but he's all covered, and we are just praying for him that he just stays safe. And plus, my nieces and nephews working in Pakistan, working in America, they're all doctors. All my cousins who are, so all my prayers are with them. May God keep them safe and sound. And hope this lockdown, this will help us. This is the only way. You have to break, as you all know, we just have to break the chain of it. So this is how we can only break the chain, and we have to stay indoors, we have to keep our children indoors, we have to maintain a cleanliness. Like in Japan, they say, because my husband had been to Japan a lot of times, and he says that they're so neat and clean. Even if you go to a public bathroom, it's clean because it's designed in a way that the person who will use it will sensitize the whole bathroom and will leave it neat and clean for the other person to go. So this is how, and they don't bring their shoes inside the house. So as they don't bring the shoe, they don't bring the dust in. So, and that's the only way why they have kept this epidemic very controlled. So maybe, I mean, we are also saying, because we are not going out, so we are not bringing, we ourselves are not bringing in the dust inside the house. So it is advisable that I mean, we can't have our shoes lying outside. So what we can do is we should take off our shoes outside and bring them in, and dust them off and all that, and then bring them and put it in our cupboard, and then take it out and wear it outside. So I mean, maybe that's how we can keep the dust away and we can keep all the things clean. So that's one thing maybe we can learn from all this. And I'm sure, as you all have been suggested, that we have to wash our hands so many times. So please do wash your hands, your children, yourselves, make your servants wash their hands. So what as a dermatologist, what I feel is, I mean, I've been feeling it myself, that your hands become very dry because you're washing it so many times in a day. So it's advisable to use some lotions, and some creams on your hands, maybe some olive oil at night, so to keep your hands moist and hydrated. You have to keep your skin moist and hydrated. And you do please go out in the sun, in your garden, in lawn. Like I have this deck, I love this deck, and the direct, and this deck has a positive thing because direct sun doesn't come into this area. So but we get a little sun here, so it's nice. But even if you don't have the sun, the rays are coming on your face. So do wear a sunblock. Don't forget to wear your sunblock. Do wear your sunblock. And if you're home, maybe you're cooking a lot, so do please wear a sunblock when you're cooking as well. So these things are important to do during this period to boost your immunity. They say sun is very good, vitamin D is very good, and then they say ginger, garlic, turmeric. I mean, we do take these things. I mean, in our food, this is one of the norm. I mean, we do put them there. So I think that should be all right. So we are keeping ourselves busy, and I mean, like busy. Like I'm sure you people are very busy with your children, and you're organizing their online classes and then homeworks and activities and all that. So that's fun, and do that. I mean, time will pass, and you'll notice that things, you won't even remember it after 6 months or so, and then you'll say, oh yeah, one thing, it happened like this. So do take care of yourself, do take care of your skin by wearing your sunblocks, by moisturizing your hands, your body very well, because you're washing it very lot of time. And do make a habit of taking off your shoes, even your own shoes, on the front door, and don't ask the servants to bring their shoes inside the house as well. So that's few things that we can do during this comfortable time, but this time will pass. I'm sure time will pass. And I just showed you all my roses, the beautiful roses in the house. I'm just loving them, enjoying it, enjoying the music, because it's just Karim and myself and my younger brother Atif. So we are just three of us in the house. We're all elders. So we watch movies, and I mean, and then you say your prayers 5 times a day. Then you say your Quran, you read your Quran. Somehow what I do, my routine is, maybe that can help you. I just read few surahs, end of Surah Baqarah, 3-4 end ayats of Surah Baqarah, Surah Sajda, Surah Yasin, Surah Mulk, and Surah Muzammil. So I do read them every day. So that's a good thing to pass your time, and maybe if you start reading them, you'll get into a habit of reading it every day, and say your prayers. And what else can we do during this time? And then we can focus on eating healthy, staying healthy. So we can have good salads, or we can have some good, like that day I made a burger. I made a homemade burger. My brother said he wants to have a burger, so I made a homemade burger. So I'll just tell you the recipe of that burger, okay? So what we did was we took a kg of mincemeat. It can be anything, chicken, beef, mutton, whatever you want. And in that you put one onion, there's one onion, a little ginger, garlic, 4 slices of bread. Okay, you soak them in water and you take it out, and ginger, garlic, and then 2 slices of cheese, and 2 slices of cheese and half a cup of tomato ketchup. Okay, so there's mincemeat, onion, ginger, garlic, and then there's ketchup, half a cup of ketchup, 2 slices of cheese, 4 slices of bread, and salt and pepper. Okay, so you put this all, put it in the blender, blend it all together, make the patties and fry them. Or you can put it in the oven, just put a little oil and bake them in the oven. Okay, that, and then we made fresh burgers, the burgers buns itself ourselves. In that, what we did was we had 375 grams of flour. I used a multigrain flour. So 375 grams of flour. With that, I added 7 grams of sugar, 7 grams of, no, sorry, not 7 grams of salt, 7 grams of yeast, any packet yeast. So it was 7 grams of salt, 375 grams of flour, 7 grams of salt, 7 grams of yeast, 30 grams of sugar, and 200 ml of hot water. So we put the flour and we put yeast on one side, salt on one side, sugar, and then we lukewarm water. We poured like 200 ml of water, and then you knead it well, and just bring it all together, and then taking it out, you knead it well for 8 to 10 minutes, and then you put a cling flame and put it in a hot place for like 1 hour. 1 hour, it will be like 4 times its size. So you take it out, you take out the air from it, then you make them into, this will roughly make 8 buns. Okay, so you roughly divide them into 8 buns, flatten them a little, put a king flame, put it back into to rest in a hot place for another 10 minutes. Then you take them out, you fluff them a little again, and then you put the king flame on, and then you again put it for 45 minutes. So roughly 2 hours you're going to put it aside in a hot place so that it can, the yeast can do its action. And then you make these buns, just bake them at 200 degrees for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and they'll be done. So you cut them, put mayonnaise. We made homemade mayonnaise as well, so we add mayonnaise in it. You can put relish in it, or you can put mayonnaise, you can put some cucumber, some a little lemon, and little onions cut small size, so you can all mix it, and then you put this iceberg, put the mayonnaise, put the bird, and then put the cheese, a layer of cheese on top of it. You can put tomato ketchup, or you could put tomatoes, whatever, and you can serve it. So this is one recipe. Okay, girls, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Bye bye.